What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be installing a Fabspeed X-pipe and partial decat on a 2015 Aston Martin Vantage. For these model year Vantages, the primary cats are actually part of the manifolds. So with this Fabspeed X-pipe kit, it will only delete the secondaries. You will still be left with the primary cats. So just for a little background, this is the vehicle. Again, it's a 2015 Vantage. It is a 6-speed manual. And this will be the subject of our video today. So this vehicle also already has the quote unquote S back box or S muffler. So it's a little bit louder than a standard Vantage. And this is the Fabspeed X-pipe. So as you can see, it's pretty much what you would expect from Fabspeed. Super nice. Okay, and we'll go ahead and we will weigh all this prior to installing it so we know how much weight we're losing, removing those cats. But yeah, really nice piece. I think this plate here is just to indicate that it's for off-road use only, since you are removing the secondary cats. Now, I want to mention the gentleman that helped me at Fabspeed. His name was Andrew. Super nice guy, super helpful. The reason why I had to come into contact with him was because I would check Fabspeed's website often. I saw that this X-pipe existed. I knew that this was the one that I wanted. Basically, there's a few different options that we have for Vantages. The other main option would be Velocity AP, but I liked where Fabspeed placed the actual crossover pipe, the actual X-pipe. It's much closer to the engine than the Velocity AP setup, and I think that this setup sounds better. However, just an opinion, but anyways, I saw that the product existed. However, on the website, there was only an option to add it to wish list. I was never able to add it to a cart, and I kept checking for weeks and weeks and weeks. Status never changed. So I originally thought, well, maybe the item is no longer in production anymore, because these vehicles, they are a little bit older now. I know Fabspeed, they focus mostly on Porsche stuff now. However, they make things for Ferrari, McLaren. I think the new C8s they're making some stuff for. But I'd originally thought that maybe they don't make this product anymore, even though it's in their catalog. However, when I called, Andrew had said that, you know what, yeah, we do make this product. It actually sells pretty well. It's just that because it removes the secondary cats off the vehicle, and with all the crazy stuff going on with the EPA, for any of you that like cars, like motorcycles, like motorsports, and you haven't been paying attention to the things that have been going on with EPA and performance shops, you should pay attention to that. But for that reason, that is why you have to order this particular product in that manner. So for anybody that has a Vantage that's looking to get this X-pipe, that's the method that you have to do to order it. So Andrew quoted me about a 3 to 4 week lead time for the X-pipe. However, it ended up being about a week and a half when it shipped. So that was great, much quicker than what was originally expected. So if you need anything from Fabspeed, definitely hit up Andrew. Took a little while to get this balanced out, but I just have a really small scale. I mean, it's not really the best tool for this job, but we see here 11 pounds, 8 ounces is going to be the new setup. And this is what came off the car. So you'll notice the clamps aren't there. I'm not including that in the measurement because I have to reuse those, but 13 pounds, 15 ounces. So almost 14 pounds there for the stock setup. For those that are wondering, this is what the bottom of a Vantage looks like. I'm not going to do much of a tutorial on how to remove the factory secondary cats. I mean, pretty straightforward, but just for your curiosity, this is what it looks like. We can see on the manifolds themselves, the primaries are still there. We've only taken the secondaries off. So got the new gaskets on, and I'm going to try to fit this Fabspeed X-pipe now. Hopefully we don't have to loosen the mid pipes going into the back box, hopefully, but if we do, then we do. There it is, you guys, all installed, all tightened down and torqued down. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. However, there's various orientations you can put those little pipes that are coming off the manifolds with the 3-bolt flanges. There's multiple ways that you can orient those, so it takes a little while to kind of figure out which way they're supposed to go, but once you do, not too bad. Just kind of tighten everything in reverse order. And I want to show you guys something back here on mine. This is a pretty common problem on these cars, but on mine it actually had this issue as well. And that's that there's an exhaust leak back here as well as on the other side. Basically what happened on mine is this whole rear section of the exhaust slid back. So I had to loosen the clamp here as well as on this other side, and then slide the back box towards the front of the car. So basically, especially on this side, it had probably slid back about 3/4 of an inch or so, and that's what was causing that exhaust leak. On this side, passenger side, it probably slid back about 1/2 an inch. So as you guys can see now, it's all where it's supposed to be. But yeah, if you got a Vantage, go ahead and check that. It's a pretty common problem on these, and you could see just how bad the exhaust leak was here. Car's back on the ground, pretty much ready to start it up. Of course, I'll get you that sound video here in just a moment. Overall, quality from Fabspeed, really good. Obviously, they charge a premium price for the product. I think to my door, I paid $1,797 shipping, tax, everything. And in the video, you see what you get. It's not much. It's a pretty small section of pipe. However, the fasteners are really nice. The gaskets are super nice. The clamps that they use are good. They use really thick 3-bolt flanges. All the welds are very clean. All the cuts, they're all deburred. So it's a premium product with a premium price. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get that sound clip video and see how much the sound has increased, see how the tone has changed, etc. All right, guys, so it's a week and a half later since I've installed the Fabspeed X-pipe on the Vantage. I've been able to take the car on various types of drives, so short drives, medium drives, and even took the car up to the Napa area, which for me, it's about an hour away, hour 10 minutes, and that drive requires some freeway, a little bit of traffic, a little bit of in-town, and then a little bit of driving on more like a state route type roadway. So various RPMs, various gears that you're gonna be in, a pretty good indicator of how the exhaust will sound in pretty much all environments. At this point, super happy with it. As you saw in the rev video, we picked up a good amount of sound. I think the stock exhaust, I only saw the dB meter hit about 113.5 or so. I know in the video, there's a little bit of glare on the screen, so it's a little bit hard to see the meter, but I think I saw it hit about 113.5. After the Fabspeed setup, after that install, I saw it hit 116 to 118. It was kind of toggling in between, so that's quite a bit of sound increase. However, I think the main thing to note here though is the tone is much different now. So with the stock setup, there is a H-pipe. It's the smallest H-pipe I've ever seen. So on these cars, there is a dual exhaust going from the manifolds all the way back to the rear muffler. It's dual all the way. Typically on cars that have a true dual exhaust, there's some type of crossover from the factory. In this case, on the Vantage, it's an H-pipe. However, the H-pipe for this car, I mean, the diameter, it had to be maybe like an inch diameter. It's the smallest H-pipe I've ever seen. So I don't know what the reason was for making it that small. I don't know if it was for drone or they were trying to get it to sound a particular way. Of course, there is a reason for it. I just don't know what it is, but I've never seen an H-pipe that small. So now with the X-pipe, the tone is way different. So the engine revs much smoother. Even as you're driving it, when it's in gear, you could feel the engine revving smoother and freer with the X-pipe. The mid-range power is better. I thought that I would maybe feel a little bit of a power increase in the upper RPMs. Generally with an X-pipe, that's how it is. You kind of move your power band upwards. However, I don't feel that. You know, of course, a butt dyno is not going to be super accurate, but I definitely feel a power increase in the mid-range. But I think the top end is about the same, or kind of undetectable if there is an increase. But the sound now is much more exotic, much higher pitched. There was nothing wrong with how the car sounded before. It was a little bit more of a guttural sound, a little more of a muscle car type sound. Nothing wrong with that either. That's a great sound also. However, I personally feel a higher pitched tone for the exhaust note. It matches this type of car better. It's a touring car, exotic. I would personally rather have a higher pitch note. So, however, with the X-pipe, it's kind of like driving almost any other car with an X-pipe. If any of you have driven like a Mustang or a Cobra with an X-pipe, a Corvette, E92 M3, anything like that, you'll know what I'm talking about here. But there's a slight reverberance through the X-pipe. There's a little bit of tone in the mid-range that you get. It's not a drone or anything like that. It doesn't buzz the interior or anything, but it just has the slight reverberance that typically cars with X-pipes have it. It does depend on what mufflers you're running and if you're running resonators and all that stuff, but most cars with an X-pipe, the vast majority, you will notice this. You will have a slight reverberance in certain RPMs. It's the same here. This car has it as well. I like it. It's not too loud. It's not annoying. It doesn't drone or anything like that, but it was not there before with just the H-pipe. So anyways, all in all, increase in mid-range, smoother revving engine, a little bit more power, a little bit less weight, and overall just a really nice piece. Fits super good. I'm happy with it. A little bit expensive for what it is. However, for the result that you get, I think it's worth it. And if you go this route too, you get to keep your bi-mode exhaust. Whereas if you change to most of the aftermarket back boxes, not all of them, but most of them, you'll lose your bi-mode ability, right? You'll only have one mode for your exhaust. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope this helps somebody out. Any questions, please hit me in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.